Hello and welcome to Las Blancas Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Las Blancas. We are back after a little halt because it was the off season, but now we were basically waiting for a couple of things. We were basically waiting for a couple of announcements, which we have now. We officially have a new manager. We officially have the names of players that have departed. One of them we all already know the new club for. But in this pod, that's all we are going to discuss. We are going to talk about the new beginnings in Madrid, which is what I would like to see it as. And to do all of that, as always, I've got Kanita with me. Kanita, how are you doing today?
Oh, well, good after a while of not doing these, but yeah, we're here to discuss some changes and I don't know, like it's exciting. I don't know, like we're not even close to the preseason. But just, those announcements of the departures being over already, and we got the new coach before July, which we don't usually get any announcements of any arrivals before July. So yeah, we got the new coach in June. So yeah, exciting.
Yeah, I mean we'll get to talking about the new manager and who he is, what he has done in the past. But let's talk about the confirmed departures now. I mean, we mentioned them in the previous pod as well about who who all we know are going to depart. There are going to be four players and everything. We knew that, and now we have a confirmation of those. So, as expected, Melanie Leupolz has announced her retirement from football. So, I think she had an impact at Madrid as well, which I did not think to an extent that she would, but she was really brilliant in the 1 year that she was here. She really made an impact, and we also came to know the departures of Carla and Møller and of Mylene Chavas. Mylene Chavas has also been announced as the new signing for Paris FC. So that is also there. And on top of that, we also saw the departure of Carla Camacho being confirmed.
Yeah,
Uh,
both.
Looking at all of these, yeah, Olga we knew was going
Yeah.
to leave because she had put out a message herself before the season ended. So we knew she was going to leave. But the rest of these players till the final day, like there were rumors that this was going to happen. And we were already linked with a couple of names, so we could sort of connect the dots and figure out which other player might leave. But now it's official. So it's always better to wait for that. You don't know how things can change sometimes. But looking at these departures, I think you know let's start by talking about somebody who started playing in the academy, made it to the first team, scored a first goal, scored in the Champions League as well. So I feel this was the best decision for her in terms of her own development, rather than sitting on a bench, and then getting maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the odd games where you are leading by a lot. It's better to play at some mid level club in the league and develop, because Carla Camacho was scoring goals for fun in the Spanish youth teams, and then that is the reason she was given this opportunity. She was allowed to train with the first team in the first place. And I think she has the potential, and it would have been a shame if she would have decided to sort of sit on the bench and let that potential run away from her. So I'm pretty happy for her, honestly. Like, I think it's a good call from her. What do you make of that departure?
Yeah, I think the same. Like, it is sad. I mean, all departures are sad, especially of someone who's been through the academy as well, and also, got the ACL in her first season as the first team player, right? and then spent that whole season, last season recovering. So, but I just want to add, like, that's the only, like, Real Madrid player that ended up playing as the first team player that has visited my city. I watched her in 2022 under 17 Euros, and I watched as well, like, Sofia Fuente and Paula Partido and Raquel Inigo. So those four from Real Madrid, but she's the only one that made it as an official as first squad member. And so it is bit sweet in that sense to me as well. But yeah, I mean, I think, like, wherever she goes, she'll have better opportunities, and it's definitely better for her career to grow as a player.
Yeah, and like I completely agree with that. I think um I think this was the best move. This was the best move for her, and I wish her the best, except when she's playing against us, if she does, that is. But
Yeah.
yeah, the next departure, I think, the one that we connected the dots for was Mylene Shavas. We were linked with Merle Froms, which, maybe we are going to sign her, and that will be announced in July.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably.
but uh, that was something that we connected the dots for. And I think having Misa and Froms in the same team, it does not make sense to have another senior goalkeeper sitting on the bench, which would, who would not even get minutes in case of a rotation, because she would be, I think, if Froms arrives, and she would be demoted down to third goalkeeper, which is not, something that is ideal, or that's something that she would accept, because she was a starting goalkeeper before joining Madrid, and now recently it has been announced that she has signed with Paris FC. So it's good she's back in France. She gets to play for one of the top sides, basically one of the top three sides in France, in Paris FC, who have done brilliantly last season. They won a trophy as well. So pretty cool for her, pretty stoked for her. And yeah, I mean, I think with the players that we have been linked with, I think it does not make sense for her to stay. And I think her time at Madrid, if I have to review, I think she got very limited opportunities here and there. She had her shortcomings. She did make some good saves, but I mean, she did her job basically. Like, she was signed to be a backup goalkeeper, and I think she did that brilliantly. Never caused any sort of problems in the dressing room. Never heard any bad word about her. So I think, she's a good one, and I wish her the best. I think that's what it is. I think I don't have many thoughts about it, because I think the move had run its course now. So pretty happy for her. Wish her well. The other move that is sort of a move that we were anticipating coming last season, or the season before that, even, to be honest, when Caroline Moller wasn't played at all, and then in a blink of an eye she somehow became a starter after the April international break, taking over from Esther. Then she was handed a 2-year contract extension as well, until 2025, and this year her contract was going to end. uh, in those 2 years she hadn't sort of imposed herself to become, or to reclaim that starting spot. And during the same time, we had signed not only Senior Brune but also Alba Redondo, which made lives very difficult for her to get minutes and play in a position that she wants to play in, because Weir also came back, and that just made things very complicated. So I think it's it's good for her. She is a player that would like to play for Denmark in these international tournaments, and that is not possible to be picked up while not playing as much. She was playing for Denmark before she joined Madrid, and I hope that she gets to play for Denmark again with more minutes elsewhere. So yeah, I mean, I'm again pretty happy for her. Whenever she was called upon, she scored goals whenever she was asked to, and I think you cannot ask more from her. She was a very lively person in the dressing room as well. Would always post all these TikToks and was always involved in these fan engagement stuffs where always all over Real Madrid social media as well. So she had a presence. It's difficult to deny that she did not have a presence in the dressing room, and I think that is what is going to be missed, because a player like that who keeps or carries everyone along with her, despite not being a regular, despite not getting regular minutes on the field, is somebody that sort of completes the squad. But yeah, I mean, I feel for her, looking at it from her personal point of view, I think this was it was time that she left the club and found more minutes elsewhere. What do you make of these two moves?
Yeah, I mean, for Chavas is Misa's age. I think she's like a year older, and yeah, like you said, it wouldn't make sense to like make her third goalkeeper. We're almost definitely getting Froms, like it's everywhere. It's not like there's a doubt, so we're just basically waiting for the official announcement. So yeah, I mean, basically, I agree with you there about Chavas, and for Mother, well, I already talked a lot about her and in the article I wrote for her, so I don't think I need to say anything more than that. But I think, I mean, yeah, this season, like when, like you said, the Weir came back and we also signed Alba Redonda. It was also a series of unfortunate events for her. Well, unfortunate events for her. I don't know. We signed another striker. So I don't know. Like last season, she was well. She was doing well when Bruin wasn't available, and then she earned a starting spot with Bruin for the rest of the season. So yeah, I mean, she has her ups and downs, but yeah, it's to just refresh everyone's memory. When she came in the first season, she scored in the our first victory that season, 2021, 2022, and first victory in the league. So we first won the Champions League. That's oh no, actually that was no, she scored in the second game of the Champions League, but she scored in our first league victory. It was against Eibar. I remember that very well. So yeah, it's kind of kicked off our good streak in that season, which started very badly. So yeah, she was always like whenever she'd come on, she would like show herself and show that energy. Even like towards the end of this season, she showed that energy and even scored in her last match as well. So yeah, she always brought that energy as well as in the dressing room with the support to her teammates. So yeah, it will definitely be missed in the changing room as well. So yeah, I wish them both luck wherever. Well, Chavas to Paris, and I don't know where Moller is going. So yeah, but good luck.
Yeah, I mean, she was a reliable backup. I think that is the best way we can sum it up. Uh, Now the other player that we spoke about at the start, Melanie Leupolz, joined Madrid this season, had an unfortunate injury in that 2-0 win over Arsenal, which obviously I think if she was there in the second leg, it might have made a difference. She, with her experience, with her she has played minutes in that stadium. She has played against Arsenal as well. I think her experience would have been invaluable for the squad, who was playing their first, sort of this big fixture in a big stadium of this kind. So I think she was uh, really missed in that game, and if if she was there, maybe the result would have been different. Maybe we would have progressed, and maybe who knows what would have happened. But yeah, I mean, so I think in that sense, it really sort of underlines the sort of impact that she has had in the team, despite just being here for 1 year straight up, coming in and taking up that midfield spot, because she contributed so much in so many different areas when on the pitch. I think that says a lot. Unfortunately, injuries, especially after coming back from her maternal leave and everything, it's always a little tricky. Uh, but I think she came back, she made herself known, and then I think all we can do is wish her best in the next chapter of her life, sort of. So yeah, that is it about the departures. But let's talk about the exciting part, the arrivals, which will mark the beginning of new times at Madrid, hopefully. Who knows? Good times, bad times, maybe both, a little bit of both. Who knows? But yesterday we announced the new manager for Real Madrid Fem, replacing Alberto Toril, who had a grand total of 0 years of experience coaching in women's football before he joined Real Madrid. We are shifting to Pau Quesada, which I don't know. Like, he was the assistant manager of Torino before coming here, who also technically does not have first-hand experience of training a women's team. But we have some news, we'll talk about it. But he was a part of Real Madrid's coaching setup for a while before that, before becoming the assistant manager at Torino. He coached some Real Madrid C, helping them earn promotion as well. So he has been part of this Real Madrid ecosystem in terms of coaches, I would say, but not really a first hand experience in terms of managing a women's football team. Kanita, what were your initial thoughts when he was announced? Because we were linked with Sanchez Vera, we were linked with another manager from Mexico, uh, you know, and we were both excited about Sanchez Vera, right? Like,
Yeah.
uh, it looked like a really promising one, but I think Sanchez Vera, as I've been told, is waiting for Spain's job. That is what he has his eyes set on. So apparently that did not work out for us, and here we are with Pau Quesada as a manager, which honestly wasn't even in the options list when we last discussed our managerial situation. So, what do you make of this announcement?
I don't know where we keep getting these coaches. Where do we keep finding them? You know, but yeah, I mean, you did say technically he doesn't have coaching experience in the women's team, but in I think in Ude Alcira, which is a Spanish club in lower divisions. So yeah, he coached from like 11, like that's only like men's team, 11, and then getting promoted later on to the first team. And somewhere along the line, he was also like the sporting director, some kind of thing, like managing the women's section, and was there in the development of their academy. So he has some a knowledge about managing women's academy and helping them grow. So they're from obviously from young girls to team of young girls to um older senior players, but yeah, not first hand coaching experience, but definitely like in the management and the organizational style. So yeah, and I've also seen the like welcome video for him, well, the interview actually for Real Madrid TV. And it's not just the illusion ganas. But I am actually very easy to satisfy at this point. Like, bar is really low when it comes to those statements. So just the fact that he said that he's excited to learn about the players, to first to get to know them obviously in person, but then to learn about them as players. I mean, I was sold. So, but yeah, bar is really low. But yeah, I don't know. I have doubts, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't? But we'll see. We'll see. It's something new, at least. Hopefully, we will see something new on as well.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that works in his favor that I would like to argue is that he's young.
Yeah,
uh
I do too.
Maybe he's a little more malleable, maybe he's a little more adaptable, maybe he listens more to what his team needs, maybe he uh isn't just he just doesn't create an hierarchy where there is not much, or where meritocracy takes a back seat. I think uh that is what can work in his favor. I tweeted about this as well. I don't personally like these appointments where the appointed manager does not sort of have any experience in managing a women's football team. People point to examples like Christian Wook at Germany, who are doing really well right now. But it still feels like, in this ecosystem of women's football, I think there are some very capable managers who are doing really good job at different clubs, at different levels. And it's essentially inherently a very different ecosystem than when compared to men's football. Like, that is the bottom line. Like, you can argue all about it, but it is a different sort of scenario. The handling of the dressing room requires a different approach. How your training requires a different approach, because you have to plan according to multiple different factors. You have to consider your players' menstrual cycle when designing a training program for them. So all of these things, these might sound very minuscule, and oh, this is something that everybody can take care of. But I think being able to optimize these little factors is what sets apart a good manager from a very good manager in the women's sphere. There's a reason why managers like Emma Hayes are rated highly, where managers like people prefer managers like Rene Slegers, who had played before, who did the assistant manager role as well. So who have been in the ecosystem, that is what people prefer, because they understand the demands, they understand the requirements better. And that is a sort of complaint that I have. I want to approach this, as I said, I want to approach this with an open mind. I want to give him all the benefit of the doubt, and maybe it will turn out to be amazing. We don't know, we hope for that. But yeah, I mean, it's just something, it's a pet peeve. I would say that I would honestly would have preferred, because there are options. There are options
Yeah.
like Sanchez Vera is the biggest one. If you want to name some, there was Tony Gustafsson is there.
Yeah.
Sandrine Subairan is doing great job at. You can argue that maybe even appointing them wouldn't have resulted in success, but I think they would have been better equipped to achieve that sort of success when talking about a black box. And that is what Pau Quesada is right now. He's an entire completely unknown figure in this sphere, or even in terms of like in his senior coaching career, because he hasn't like sort of managed a senior side. He was the assistant manager at Torino, but you know what can you say about assistant manager? It's like talking about Davide Ancelotti's coaching philosophy. We don't know what he's going to do, right? Like, we know that he has been taking some decisions behind the scenes, but if we know is Carlo Ancelotti's team, right? Like, and that is the case. Like, we will get to know, But let's see what happens. Let's approach this with an open mind. We don't know like what brand of football we are going to see as of now, but like we mentioned, we approach this with an open mind. We see what he does, and with the international summer this year, the Euros are going to start in a bit. uh he'll only get to have all of his players after the Euros have ended, sort of. So there's going to be a little bit of time for him to prepare and make up his plan, make up an idea of what he wants to do with the team. And I think that might work in his favor. We have some of the preseason games as well announced. We are going to be facing Bayern, I think, which is quite exciting. We are going to be facing them for the first time, and these are the sort of games that you want scheduled in the preseason, so that we can test our metal against good sides with quality players. And I'm quite happy, and I'm looking forward to it. As much as I spoke about my pet peeve before, why I don't like sort of managers who haven't had the experience. But you know maybe this one will be different. Maybe we'll have a great team. Maybe we will play some really exciting brand of football that for which the players we have in the squad, and for which there will be additions to the squad as well. So let's hope that 25-26 is going to be an year of new beginnings for us, or a season of new beginnings at Real Madrid. And not just new beginnings, but good beginnings. So
Maybe we
let's
win
see.
the league.
Let's see. If we do, you heard it here first. We called it first. So let's see.
Yes.
But yeah, that is about it for this one. We will be doing some pods during the Euros as well. Whenever a Madridista is in action, we will try to cover that with a small short pod, or like a short video series around the Euros. So stay tuned for that. The Euros are just around the corner. I am donning a Germany shirt right now. And yeah, you can let us know which team you are going to be supporting at the Euros. I'm not supporting Germany, by the way. I just like their jersey, so I have one. But yeah, do let us know in the comments which team you're going to support this summer. And thank you for listening to us. Please share this with your friends, with people who watch women's football, who follow Real Madrid fam, who want to know about the team. And please hit that subscribe button. It helps us a lot. And yeah, thank you as always for listening to us. Until next time, Ala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.